President Obama spelled out America's position yesterday before speaking to President Putin.
The proposed referendum on the future of Crimea would violate the Ukrainian Constitution and violate international law. Any discussion about the future of Ukraine must include the legitimate government of Ukraine.
The Russian leader said this morning that negotiators are still far apart. But Major Garrett at the White House reports there are some hopeful signs. Major, good morning.
Well, good morning, Charlie and Nora. President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin still disagree on all the basic facts in Ukraine, but the two leaders are talking about a potential, and I must capitalize that word, potential resolution to this crisis. Now, there is no sign a deal is imminent, and obviously Russian forces in the Crimea give Putin substantial leverage. But the two leaders talked again Thursday, as you mentioned, Charlie, and for a second time in less than a week, President Obama outlined a possible way to put this crisis to rest. Three elements of that deal. Russia would accept the May 25th presidential election in Ukraine as the only viable election, not push for a referendum on secession in Crimea. Allow international observers into Crimea, that being Russia allowing that. And then Putin would order all Russian forces back to their Crimean bases and end those patrols and checkpoints Elizabeth Palmer just referred to. Putin was non-committal, but the Kremlin in its announcement afterwards did not denounce those proposals. They said, both leaders, that high-level talks will continue between Secretary of State John Kerry and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Also last night, President Obama spoke to Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan. This is part of a White House strategy not only to isolate Russia in Asia, but to build more support for an alternative G7 summit of global economic powers, because all those powers have pretty much decided to boycott the G8 summit Putin was planning to host in June in Sochi, Russia. Charlie and Nora.
Major, thanks.